So the French are getting a new Corsair variant, and unlike the whole AD4 fiasco, it does not appear the US will be getting this one. Let's find out why.
And don't you stop the music, get into it, won't you dance with me? Find the pace and lose it, you can do it, won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it in the space between. You gotta give yourself a moment.
What is going on? It is your boy Garage Gaming here, and today I'm looking at the new Devblog that is out for the French Corsair, which is titled the F4U-7 Corsair, the Corsair under the French tricolour. Now, the Devblog reads as follows: after the end of the Second World War, aircraft manufacturer Chanfort continued perfecting its carrier-based Corsair fighter bombers. Corsair fighters had already improved to be an excellent attack. Who the fuck wrote this? Corsair fighters had already proved to be excellent attack planes during the war, and Chanfort engineers wanted to improve the plane's ability to destroy ground targets at low altitudes. During the Korean War, AU-1 attack aircraft, which were F4U-6s, were put into service in the United States Marine Corps with improved pylons that allowed them to carry additional armament. Soon after the release of the AU-1, Chanfort received an order for these carrier-based fighters from France. AU-1 attackers were supplied for the order, as well as AU-1s refitted with the engines from the F4U-4. Because the F4U-4 cow was slightly different in shape and size, its air intake was repositioned. These new fighters were given the designation F4U-7, and in 1953 the US began delivering them to France. The F4U-7 Corsairs were the last series of modifications for this incredible carrier-based aircraft, and took part in armed conflicts in French Indochina, Algeria, and the Suez Crisis. In addition to the standard American suspended armament, the French also armed the F4U-7 with their own SNEB unguided rockets and contained in plastic nacelles, T-10 rockets, and 10 French high-explosive 100-kilogram bombs. It notes here that the F4U-7 was also tested with the SS-11 anti-tank guided missiles on its pylons, and it goes into detail about why that failed. I think that could be quite obvious, considering that back then you did not have these sort of advanced guided missile systems. The pilot would have had to control them. If that sounds familiar, the SS-11 is the same anti-tank guided missile that is on the AMX 1375 at higher tier. I believe it's the premium one. In War Thunder, the F4U-7 will be part of the French aircraft tree. Its technical characteristics are virtually identical to the F4U-4B Corsair and will include excellent speed and rate of climb, agile maneuverability, and 4 front-mounted 20mm cannons with a generous amount of ammunition. The key difference between the F4U-7 and the F4U-4B is that the F4U-7 features a wide selection of suspended armament. The standard armament, 10 HVAR rockets, and either 10 250-pound bombs, 4 500-pound bombs, or 3 1,000-pound bombs, is supplemented with French-made ordnance, also found in jet-powered aircraft. Up to 114 SNEB unguided rockets, T-10 unguided rockets on cantilever pylons, 5 on each ring, and 10 100-kilogram bombs. The French F4U-7 Corsair is an excellent fighter plane and incredibly dangerous for ground targets. It will be terrorizing enemies in the air and on the ground when it arrives in War Thunder Update 1.79. See you soon. So I'd like to apologise about my voice. I think I am coming down with some form of flu or something else like that. But yes, it is interesting to see that this aircraft is coming to the game, especially since many people are believing that this is a copy and paste aircraft. In many regards, in history you could consider it as such. However, this is actually a unique French ordered version of the plane, similar to how the CL-13 is not a copy and paste of the F2 or the F-25 Sabre. So a couple of interesting things to note before I end this video is that unlike most of the other nations who operated carrier-based aircraft after the war, especially a lot of the South American nations, the French actually did operate this aircraft off carriers. They operated them in the Air Naval, which is the French naval aviation, and during the Algerian War they operated off the Bois Belleau, which is the former US Navy Belleau Woods. So, you know, it's not just them buying an aircraft and going, oh hey, let's just use this. They did operate them off ground bases, of course, due to convenience, but they did use them in the full capacity of the aircraft as well. So this is interesting. This is one of those transitional aircraft between the piston age and the jet age, but it still had some form of purpose. which could be heavily exploited in a lot of France's colonial wars, which, you know, given that a lot of the colonial uprisers would not have access to advanced weaponry that could be even capable of shooting down jets even. So I can imagine Corsairs would be more than adequate with its robust frame and, you know, very powerful cannon and ordnance. So yeah, I believe that is everything. I hope this devblog has been somewhat informative, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.